Welcome back to my videos, which I'm currently not making enough of, but who cares? I'm here to show you French packet client, I guess. To get it, you obviously want to go ahead and download the zip file in this case. I'll explain a little more about that in a few seconds, but it is going to be linked right down in the description below. It's going to be a link with ads, sadly, but if you want an ad-free download, you can join my Discord server to get it, or you can also actually get it in their official Discord server, which will all also be linked right down in the description below, so there's enough options there for you to choose from. With that being said, you might be wondering why I'm showing you this seemingly random client for Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and well, it would be random if it weren't for the fact that this literally works for the latest version of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, currently 26.13, and that's honestly insane. Really, the only other client that works currently is Bedrock, so the fact that we have another option is that's just huge. So we want to go ahead and then extract this. Of course, we can do that by clicking on the extract all button over there. If you don't have that option on your PC, then you might need to download a program like 7-zip that is going to allow you to do that. Anyways, in here, you will be able to see that there is a DLL file, but also an assets folder, which contains some things the client uses. Usually a client would just send a request to a remote server and download this once you inject it for the first time. French Packet doesn't have that though, so they send it all over in a zip file, and you need to make sure that the DLL is in the same location as the assets folder over here. Anyways, because it's a DLL, we do still need an injector to be able to inject this. I'm going to be using Fate, so I can simply select it from my downloads right over here, and then choose the DLL. We can click on open and then on inject, and that is going to go ahead and inject it into Minecraft Bedrock Edition 26.13. So checking out the client here inside of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, I understand that the most valuable part of this video for most of you is probably just going to be the fact that this client exists and that you can download it, but let's still do a quick run through of how we can use this client and what it has to offer. So we can press on the insert button on our screen, so that is going to open up their Click GUI area right over here. This contains all the utilities that the client has to offer. We can click on these to turn them on, click on them once again to turn them off. Now, do keep in mind that there is a little bug here, and so if we press on escape, it's not actually going to close the Click GUI. To close it correctly, you want to press on the insert button again. So it's the insert button to open and the insert button to close. For the rest, if you don't have an insert button on your keyboard or you want to rebind it, you can go ahead and open up the chat and type in .bind click GUI and then any key you want, for example G right over here, and that is going to bind the Click GUI to G, allowing you to press on G to open and close the Click GUI. Now you might have seen some stuttering, and that is because the client does have a few keybinds set by default, including C, which is going to go ahead and zoom in for you. So while I was typing, I obviously pressed on C and then it like zooms in for a very brief period of time, but nope, it's pretty cool. We love to have a good zoom on a client like this. Anyways, for the rest, of course, this client has chat commands. We already just used one, but to view all of them, we can simply type .help, and you can see that there is a .prefix command, a .bind command, and then the .help command. This is going to be in French because it is French packet. I guess they did a good job with the rest of the translations though. Anyways, back in the Click GUI area, this is basically just what the client has to offer. It isn't a whole bunch, but it definitely isn't nothing either. I would say this is definitely a good option for the ones of you who are looking for a different client than Bedrock. Not all of these utilities have customizations, but the ones that have some arrows right over here allow you to right click on them to find their customization menus and further customize these. For the rest, you can't really customize the layout of the Click GUI, sadly, which means that, at least for me, these are all going to be overlapped permanently. Anyways, for right now though, I guess that was basically that. Thank you all ever so much for watching, and I do of course hope to see you all again in the next one. Bye bye.